Today, I'm gonna be telling you guys about 5 secret tips that you need to know in Chapter 2, Season 7. Now, these are not random tips on how to complete challenges or find random artifacts. These are actually really useful tips for combat in game. As always, drop that like and hit that sub button if you enjoy. We're just about at 20k, it'd be greatly appreciated. So let's get into this. Our first secret tip is something that was brought to my attention by Xjarian, and this is actually relatively old, but it's not something that I think a lot of people actually know about. So basically, this would be something you use when someone else is boxed up. The typical strategy on offense in box fights is to take someone's wall, edit through, and mongrel classic them. However, watch this. I just placed a pyramid inside of that box. There's obviously nothing inside of it, and now there is. And in doing this, when someone places a pyramid inside of your box, you're typically gonna probably try to break it, and in that time that your opponent's trying to break that to get their stair or their pyramid down, you can be replacing the wall. Overall, it's gonna throw your opponent off a ton and likely end up in you getting a really good shot off on them. So to do this, basically what you wanna do is when you're running up to the box, you don't wanna sit here for a long time and methodically try to place this, because obviously they're just gonna edit out and pump you. So the basic part in doing this is you wanna have a pyramid, and you wanna be looking just below the floor or just below the baseline of the wall. As you can see through the little crack in the wall, my pyramid blueprint is in their box. And this obviously works for any side. If you're just looking below the baseline of the wall, then you can get your pyramid inside of the box. Now, obviously you wouldn't want to sit on the outside of the box trying to methodically place your crosshair to get it inside. This is something that you want to be quick so you can catch your opponent off guard. You can go up to them, and just like that, you can have a pyramid inside. Obviously, the wall's not going to be yours, so you'll have to replace that. But it doesn't matter what material it is. Either way, you're going to be able to get a pyramid down inside of the box, as you can see. The level you do it at doesn't matter. Like I said, this might be something you already know, but it's really useful to actually use in game. Next is something that I think I kind of naturally learned, but it really got brought to my attention by Slight. And again, it's something really simple, but actually really effective in fighting. And that's that, say you have an opponent building above you, they're about to go that way, say they're down a little further on the ramp and they're running up. Typically, you just try to get your ramp over them and maybe do an edit down or something like that. If you're gonna place a pyramid, typically it'll just place above you. But what a lot of people don't realize that you can do is actually, if you look right above the wall, you can place that pyramid on top of that side of the wall from this side without actually being on level with it or even jumping. This is something that I use in fights literally all of the time. Any fight that I get in, it's a high likelihood that I'm using this. It works so well with literally so many things, and it catches people off guard a lot. You can get down some pretty crazy pyramids that people aren't expecting whatsoever, and this tip will help you maintain high ground so well. Like I said, it's something literally so simple, but it is so effective. Now that you guys know that one, let's move on to the next. The next being another tip that you're going to use if you're on the offense in a box fight. So if your opponent is the one boxed up and you're the one trying to take the wall and mongrel classic them, a lot of the time what I used to do is go in and I'd full box myself. And the point of me full boxing up is so my opponent that's in this box can't edit out and place any builds around me or above me. However, that can take 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 mats just to box up and try to take one wall. And typically after they hold a wall once, they'll just edit out the back and go again. So you'll have to come back and make a whole nother box on the side of them and go for it again. And that's another whole 50 or 60 mats. Basically doing this over and over and over can take a pretty big toll on your mats, especially in arena where you only have a cap of 1,500 total mats. So in this tip, what you do instead of full boxing up is just place a pyramid in one wall. Now this means that your opponent that's inside of the box can still edit out and place builds behind, to the left, and above you. However, if you're in this situation and they make that edit and place those builds, you have a very easy escape route to edit this, edit out of this, and do a side jump, or just get out and make another box. So whenever you're approaching a box and where you're about to take a wall, just come down, place these two builds. If they make an edit, you have this edit for one, and then if they get builds down all around you, you have the edit opportunity to get out of there. And at this point, if the wall is still edited, you can still be playing offense. You can go for peaks and whatever. You have both these edits. So to have a perfect escape route in the event that you need it, it only takes 20 mats versus 70, and it's still still very effective. Moving on to the next secret tip that you need to know. This is something that I feel like has honestly been around for a while, but I still never see people using it. And I don't know if that's because of the difficulty of it or if people just don't remember to do it. The basic premise of it doesn't actually have to be in a box fight, it can even be in a build fight, but it's gonna be in a situation where you're on a stair with a floor and a pyramid placed above you. So when you're on the stair, you'd edit these two tiles or even just one of each of these tiles in the back. For this example, we're just gonna edit both, and then in the pyramid, you're gonna edit the front two. Then basically, if your opponent's in front of you, you have this really insane peek on them that's actually pretty good for hitting headshots. And there's such a short time for a shot window for them, it's almost impossible for them to hit you. It's a lot easier for you to time your shot because you're just gonna shoot at the peak of your jump, and then obviously you're gonna shoot wherever they are in the whole direction. So like I said, this can be something that's done in a box fight, or if you want something kind of unique, it can even be done in a normal build fight. It's a pretty cool move and actually really useful when you get it down. There's people like FaZe Martaz who has actually used it in game. There's crazy clips utilizing this tip like this one where this guy is absolutely so fast at setting this up and executing. And once you practice the movement enough, it's actually not even that hard to do. And it is such a good way to get a really good shot opportunity on your opponent. Our fifth and final combat tip this season is another something that was brought to my attention by Azuric. And it's something to do with box fights, but this time it's something when you're on the defense in a box fight. You're holding your wall, someone is trying to take it, you're in the inside of a box. Basically, say someone's on the other side of this wall, what you're gonna do is make like a middle tile edit, as long as they're not like way over here, they're in the middle on the other side. So make your middle tile edit and act like you're about to go for a right hand peek on them. They're going to be waiting for you to peek out and probably try to challenge you on that. So act like you're about to do that and then edit out the rest of this. It's such an unexpected move. It's such an easy way to just come out and one pump them. So again, you're gonna make your middle peek act like you're gonna go for a right hand peek on them. They're gonna be expecting that. You're gonna run out and just one pump them. Or if you don't have a gold spaz, you'll at least hit a really good high damage headshot on them. Really, the only way this will be countered is if they have a really fast reaction time and they hit a good lucky flick shot. Because I guarantee you, if they're expecting you to make this right hand peek and you come out right here, by the time they even try to flick over to you, they're gonna be dead. And they can even have like a full box build on the other side trying to get your wall. As long as you're going for this right peek and you come out, it's such an easy way to completely throw them off guard, get a really good shot in, and just an overall unexpected play that's probably gonna put you in a good position to win the fight. Let me know in the comments which tips you're gonna try. I absolutely love every single one of these. As always, drop a like if you enjoyed or these helped you, subscribe if you're new, and I hope to see you guys in a future video.